What is up, bros? Josh here, and today's video is going to be all about the newest mode in World of Warships, the Twilight Battle mode. Now, this is a Halloween-themed, quote-unquote, BR mode. That's not really a BR mode. It's a 7v7 PvP mode. You can go in with your friends and play, and actually play one of 3 ships. You can actually unlock a 4th ship if you check out your combat missions and win 50 battles in the Twilight Battle mode. That's a lot for this mode, but if you go out there and you really love it and play and win 50 battles, you actually unlock the 2nd battleship, which is Rasputin. But you can play one of 3 ships right away, which is the Ghoul, which is basically Benson, the Octopus, which is pretty much a Mogami, and the Leviathan, which is the North Carolina. You could also unlock these camos in the Halloween containers as well, and so you could kind of recognize some of those. So this mode actually brings some new kind of things. We'll check it out when we play the game mode, when we actually play the game film. But let's just kind of dive into the different kinds of ships you can play throughout this entire thing, and then see what you want to have and what kind of stuff they are potentially going to add to this game, or some actually cool ideas. So starting with the DD, the Ghoul, this is pretty much just a Benson, but it does have some cool consumables that are added. All these have special consumables, and it's actually quite neat to kind of use these and test out maybe some new game modes, and using these specific consumables is actually quite fun and adds a unique unique level to World of Warships. So the DD, the Ghoul, gets an invincibility engine boost, so protects from the filth. There is filth within this, and increases the ship's maximum speed. Your ship will not receive damage exceeding her HP. So there is a ring within this, and there is filth. You take lots of damage outside of that. But pretty much it is a speed boost, but it does add that little bit of a buffer. The covert repair, this is actually quite cool. It's a heal over time for basically 60 seconds, and reduces your detectability. So this is almost like a cloaking device in a way. Your detectability already is at 5.8, just like a normal Benson. And what this does is it reduces detectability by half, so you bump down, which is actually quite neat. So lower than 3 kilometers detection, and reduces detectability by half and restores 100 HP per second as long as your ship remains undetected. So quite cool, kind of a cloaking device for destroyer. If you like destroyers, you can go out and play this. Feels just kind of like a Benson if you've ever done it. Again, the ranges and stuff like that: 8-kilometer main battery range, torpedoes. Torpedoes are faster than the Benson, so kind of the same yet different going into this. And so when you're looking at captain's skills and stuff like that, spec them out accordingly. So the Octopus, this is going to be quite interesting. One thing we're gonna note is the gun range, 17 kilometers, quite long for a cruiser, especially longer than the normal Mogami. But it has a couple cool things. Surveillance radar, 15-kilometer radar, which is very long, and it is the one cruiser that has radar. Also, it does have a restores, basically an AoE heal, so everybody on your team is healed by 10,000. This is actually quite important going into this, but you do become like a pocket healer almost for a lot of people. And when you're playing this, you're basically a super support ship, and you do have lots of range to use. So 17 kilometers as well as torpedoes, but 15-kilometer radar and a heal for everyone on your team. This can help you make or break your team by using that radiance. We've seen stuff like this in the operations. The CVs having heals, other ships having heals. So it's something we've kind of seen before. Nothing quite like a flat rate like this. This is actually kind of cool. And then last but not least is the Leviathan. So this has some pretty nasty things. And I wanted to point out the range of the cruiser, 15 kilometers for the battleship range. So kind of interesting. I always kind of look at this and, kind of question what they're really testing in this. And are they testing maybe battleships having less range going forward? Who knows? Cruisers having longer range, but battleships having to push in. I'm not saying anything, but it's kind of interesting that this has much longer range compared, or much shorter range compared to cruisers. But anyways, we'll keep going through this. Heal, repair zones. We've seen this before. Basically a 5-kilometer radius, and everything within that gets a heal for 60 seconds. So basically, if you just want to win this, and I saw a few people doing it, people are running 3 Leviathans, and you pretty much, if you rotate heals, you just never die. Unless you're gonna actually see me going against a group like this, unless you use the infernal accuracy with this Leviathan, and it's something that gives you a nice little broadside, provides a creepy increase in firing accuracy in main guns. This thing shoots, it's like a 0 dispersion laser. They are going to go exactly where you want to, and it is freaking amazing. Just an absolute obliteration. So this is pretty nuts, and you'll see that in the work. Let's dive into some actual gameplay, and we'll discuss some cool things that this game mode brings, as well as just overall just having fun with some ships. So here we are in game with the actual Twilight battle mode, and as you can see, there is a giant circle. So what is that circle? Well, if you look anywhere, there is a ring of fire. And what does that mean? Anything outside of that ring actually takes damage. So there's the quote-unquote BR mode that they were kind of talking about, and it's actually pretty awesome. What does it do? It promotes people pushing in and not running away. What is this? Is Wargaming testing this? Who knows? And here we go. As you can see, there are some people doing the triple Leviathan cheese arena right here, but don't worry, we'll take care of them. And you can see some amazingness with this new consumable. But we have taken the Leviathan out. I tried every one, and all of them were quite fun, all of them being strong in their own specific way. Leviathan, though, just kind of had some explosive fun that kind of is worth seeing. So this circle slowly does creep up. You can just watch it over time. And as you can see, we'll just kind of keep a reference point. Right now, it's doubling up at these islands right here, so we'll see how fast this is moving up. But what it does is it promotes you moving in because you have to, and you don't want to take damage. So obviously, spawning opposite to each other, we spawn on one side, 7v7, they spawn on the other, and of course it's mirrored. So 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, and 4 battleships on each team. So kind of slowing down here, keep about half speed, because usually what ends up happening is the cruisers will pop their radar, 15-kilometer radar, and then everything kind of lights up and you try to find that cruiser. We do have to be careful, though. We only have that 15-kilometer range. If it was a normal battleship, you'd be in range already. If you're a cruiser, you could kind of, like our Mogami's already in range right now, but we are kind of pushing up. But we're kind of pushing up to see if we can get that broadside and use this consumable as quickly as possible. But as you can see right here, that div is kind of just using and abusing, I'd say, that that AoE heal, and pretty much just stacking on top of each other. I don't think they were expecting to play against somebody that may have known how to aim as well as good as us, so it was kind of interesting though. But we're kind of waiting to pop off. We see our destroyer way over there all by himself, and whenever you kind of do these fun modes, you know, people kind of do their own thing. So, and right there, as you can see, that is, and of course 3 battleships focusing on that guy. Whenever you saw that little spinning thing, that's actually the heal that the cruiser sent out, so it's actually kind of cool. Also, the cruiser heal is absolutely or the battleship heal and the cruiser heal are fantastic. And here we go down right away. And those heals are very, very clutch going forward. But here you can see how good that dispersion is. It's almost like, it's insane. There's pretty decent salvo right there, but you can see what happens when you have multiple battleships. You see right here, multiple battleships healing them up. You kind of have to like out DPS them, and it's kind of tough. What I was going to say though is the cruiser fire chance is extremely high. So then there's the salvo with and without the dispersion. So normal dispersion right there, and you saw one with dispersion. So we got a little unlucky. We actually hit a citadel on the guy behind them because they're all so close. Pretty much what they're doing is they're just stacking up their consumable, and so I'm going to pop the heal, he's going to pop his heal. So we're going to see if we can kind of do our own. And since we lost 2 guys already, we're going to try to be a little more opportunistic with ourselves and try to maybe get away from that Benson, because remember, those Bensons or the Ghouls have 70 knot torps, so kind of crazy. These guys are going in and they're sticking together, and already the heal on that North Carolina, he's already back up full, so it's always good. And they're starting to give us these pretty good broadsides. Looks like the other guy on my team can kind of aim pretty well, so that's always good. And I think we're going to go in and put some damage on this guy. So if we can take him down 1, we should be good, and getting some distance away from that Benson, and we get some terrible dispersion right there. So kind of a bummer. Let's see. Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to kind of keep moving, throw off your turn, and our North Carolina's going to take a little bit of damage here from a couple torps. But we do have another heal. It's still going right now, and we can kind of get that. And so as you see right here, I have my next consumable up, and he is in pretty, yeah, he's going nice and broadside. So we're kind of wait here, get some distance, and you don't want to show broadside when you know battleships have that, because of course it's battleships with basically no dispersion. So yeah, you kind of line it up. See right now I got my back turret on, and I'm gonna wait. I got 6 seconds. Down he goes. So what you want to do is keep moving, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to kind of wait here. Let's see if we can do it right now. We're going to wait that, prepare, and down goes that accurate ass salvo right into the middle of the battleship. That's nice. That is a full depth strike right there, and that is absolutely insane. So the Leviathans are extremely strong when it comes to this game mode because, yeah, you get somebody not only as a battleship, you can one-shot other battleships. So it's very interesting. Whenever I see something like this, I always wonder if they're testing it for real game modes. I think that would just be something that's absolutely nuts. I mean, you're still a battleship. The ability for battleships to one-shot ships anyway right now is it's there anyways. But it does kind of feel good to you know, to take out the entire division that was kind of cheesing this event anyways, and absolutely just obliterate them. So I guess, you know, kind of in a Robin Hood way, it's kind of nice. And there we'll start healing up as well. But it was kind of interesting to see if potentially what they're doing is messing with range of battleships when it comes to cruisers, battleships versus cruisers. You know, we have a problem in this game of battleships being a little coy when it comes to it, and we're going to kind of turn to get a little bit of damage on this Benson if we can, but kind of keep going away from this guy. So we definitely don't want to be taking a ton of torps. That is the last thing we want. But he's been playing really well, this Benson right here. Benson Ghoul. It doesn't say it in the game. But I kind of look at stuff, what they're doing and testing. There's a lot of other consumables that they even showed off in the patch notes. And as you see, let's just look at that really quick. The zone is continuing to shrink. Remember, a while ago they were right here. It's now all the way up here. I kind of like this. Obviously, it would be kind of weird in normal random battles because of how caps work. You know, how would they kind of do it with caps to... Would it lock off caps? I feel like that would be kind of unfair, but kind of going forward as a thing in certain game modes, especially, you know, especially maybe pushing people in for stuff like the game mode where you need to push in, and like the zone in the middle. I can't think of it right now, but something like that I think would be really good. It feels bad to have to shoot HE at this, but hey, we're just gonna try to kill him anyway. But something like that would be really, really, really cool to maybe have a game mode like this. So that's what I'm always thinking whenever Wargaming's doing some kind of game mode. It's pretty much a way for them to just test stuff with a ton of players, you know, because we're all at least going to check this out. We're all at least going to try this. So if they can get a ton of, like, basically an insanely large test for that kind of thing, then why not? So to me, it feels like they are kind of testing maybe some of these things and how they feel. But maybe not some of these consumables, because stuff like this is absolutely nuts. I mean, I was a little high on that. Actually we hit all 9, so that's pretty nuts. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what they kind of do going forward with this. But overall, this game mode is so much fun. If you haven't, go check it out. Have some fun. And just try all the classes. I think the Benson was fun when we played that. The Cruiser was fun when we played that. Having that range, and then also just having the game mode where you have to kind of push in, and you know, even we had a pretty cool comeback in this. But I think it was definitely worth to get that insane depth strike on the other Leviathan. But things that potentially Wargaming is honestly testing for random battles, I could see this zone shrinkage. That would be awesome to have in certain things, but I don't know how they really work it in. You know, they have certain other zonage style stuff with the thunderstorms that just hit World of Warships, so that would be something interesting. But like some of these consumables, I think they're almost a little too goofy, honestly, when it comes to being real. I feel like they would have to do way more. I just feel like they wouldn't work in a lot of that. I feel like that some of these things would be, I mean, 15-kilometer radar. I mean, there's already too much radar. Having destroyers with even faster, you know, obviously some of this is just for having goofs, right? But I think there's certain things in here maybe they actually are testing, which is battleship range, maybe making it shorter so battleships can't really. And there's that heal too. Remember, we got him down to like 4,000 life. He's already back up to 15. So as long as he has that consumable up. So we'll kind of see. We'll kind of see if anything comes from this, if Wargaming wants to do anything with this. But overall, a fun game out, the Twilight mode. If you haven't, go out and try it out. and go. In my opinion, I think the Leviathan is kind of the most goofy fun, and you'll have fun regardless of what you do in a non-serious mode. And if you're one of those crazy people going out and trying to get 50 wins, holy crap, and he's gonna actually commit seppuku and go outside. So you can kind of see how much damage it does as well, taking down for about 300-400 hits if he dies to out there. But overall, a fun game mode, guys. If you haven't, check it out. And let me know in the comments below if you have checked it out and what was your favorite class to play. And if you've unlocked the Leviathan, say in the comments below you're a crazy person, because 50 wins is a ton. But yeah, anyways, guys, just want to do a quick little video over this, going over what the ships could do and just showing you some gameplay for this pretty fun game mode. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.